Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware that parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Here is my co-pilot, Stella, showed up for work. She likes to come in for the readings. Okay, you lay down. Her job is to purr and raise the vibration to a healing energy. Here we have the Hermit coming in. So the Hermit represents someone who's been through a dark night of the soul. Something has happened that's really shaken up your world. And this is talking about the Hermit decides, okay, I'm going to go up to the top of the mountain and I'm going to confer with God and find out, okay, what can I do about this? What action should I take? When his lantern is full of the light of the North Star energy, which represents your destined path, he comes down from the mountain, the rod is golden, and he implements what he learned from when he was up there with God. And then we have the energy of the Four of Pentacles coming in. Four of Pentacles represents a strong foundation for health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. The Pentacles represent that energy, and they're in the shape of a coin because, of course, in the 3D world, we do need money. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So the Pentacles are more about living lifestyle. And this card in particular, though, is talking about 3 levels of making money. This is saying that you have a strong foundation. This is representing safe money. So this would be, you have the money for all your payments, your mortgage payment, your car payments, all of that, but you don't have a whole lot left over for investments and for, fun money, basically. And then there's your authentic desires and your crown and glory. So this person has his back to the city because it's representing that sometimes to move into the next level of money, you have to leave your comfort zone. So this is about sometimes taking calculated risks when opportunities, show up. Now, I stress the word calculated. So make sure if you're taking any risks like that you are checking in with your financial advisors or, having lawyers look it over, whatever it is, and making sure it is a solid investment. So this energy, then these are the 3 levels. When you get to your crown and glory, you are really going after your destined path, like something that really makes your heart sing and you're like, you don't even notice, it doesn't feel like work to you. This is sometimes representing someone who's been playing small, like not willing to take any risks at all, which keeps you in a position of, not being able to move out of that first level here. And it sometimes can also say there is a shortfall or that type of energy. And then we have the Knight of Swords coming in. So the swords in tarot represent the element of air. And this is representing, the sword represents your mental intelligence and your discipline of your mind, your thoughts, basically. So this energy, the knights would work for the king and the queen, and they would travel for miles and deliver messages in the old days. That was the only form of long-distance communication. In these days, the information would be could come in person, but unlikely by horse, possibly by horsepower. This is the energy of maybe a letter or documents coming in the mail, or it could be a phone call, a text message, an email. Perhaps you're on social media, someone messages you, or you see an event posted there, and you decide, oh, I'm going to attend. And when you're there, you run into the perfect person with the information you need. I also recommend that you pay attention for at least like about 5 minutes a day what's going on at the top of the pyramid, because whatever's going on with the leaders of your country and around the world is going to affect everybody below on some level or another. And so the Knight of Swords is coming in, and this is sometimes considered to be like a fool rushing in. We can only see half his sword, so he only maybe has half the information, and we can't see the point. And we wonder, can he see the point? And he's rushing through, and look how stressed out his horse is. He's running against the wind through barren land. And so this kind of energy, it's kind of like impulsive behavior. And it quite often, like, is he running from the hermit, from the information from that? Or is he running to, why is he in such a hurry here? Is someone chasing him? That kind of energy we have. Or is he chasing someone? So this energy is talking about the wand energy. So the wands in tarot are the element of fire, and they're made of wood because wood feeds fire. And the wands represent actions that you take or other people take. These are basically, there's been 8 seeds that have been planted here, and they've grown into wands, and so they could be they're starting to bring the harvest in from those actions. This is the wounded warrior. It's saying that, man, he managed to land those 8 wands. He's leaning hard on that 9th one. It's close to his heart, but he's tired. You can see he's been through it. And maybe this information is running to say, oh my God, like this wounded warrior managed to land those 8 wands that we didn't think he would be able to. And now he's working on the 9th one. And if for some reason that's bothersome to this energy here. This is talking about someone who's staying on their destined path, and sometimes that can be challenging. We have the Queen of Cups, and she's been coming into the readings a lot lately. This is representing someone who would be the most likely queen of the 4 in the minor arcana to be in a traditional relationship, like of a marriage, and she is known for having a huge capacity for love. Her cup is big. It's almost like a trophy here. She has a lid on it, and the lid represents her ability, like that she's a container for unconditional love. So this is someone that loves her children, her grandchildren if she has them, someone that is kind to the neighbors, and one of those people that just is really a loving and kind person. And you can count on her to, run a clean household and all of that kind of energy, look after the children, her, and the pets, and that's that kind of energy. She's also, this sometimes can also represent your mother and her mother's mother down the line, so the maternal bloodline. And this is the Ace of Cups coming in. So the Ace of Cups is talking about new energy. And that's the buzzword right now. We have a lot of planets that moved into the sign of Aries. It's a very different phenomena that doesn't happen very often. One astrologer I was watching said maybe once every 800 years you would see this happen. And so all these planets, there's 6 of them, moved into the sign of Aries. And that's the baby of the zodiac, so it's about learning to do things over again in a new way. Like the same old way that you were doing things before is not going to work. We have Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus moved in there, Mercury was there for a bit, and now we have the moon moving in. The new moon on the 17th of April is moving into the sign of Aries as well. So the aces are coming up quite a bit. They're gifts from the universe saying, hey, like it's time to do things in a slightly different way. Make it, like if you want to do the new, here's a gift for you. So this is talking about new love. This is an overflowing love with a peace dove at the top here. And that's just representing like a really beautiful relationship, a loving relationship, maybe possibly with the Queen of Cups energy, or you could be the Queen of Cups energy and maybe someone's interested in being with you, that kind of energy. Sometimes it doesn't have to be romantic love. This could be love of anyone basically, but most likely it is a divine partner love. But it also could represent, maybe a partner that comes in and empowers you to do something that you love to be or do. And then we have judgment being called. So this is saying that there's some sort of judgment coming from the spiritual realm down to the physical. The angel is blowing her trumpet, and the ancestors are literally climbing out of their boxes. They're so happy to see this judgment coming through. The descendants are waving to them from across the veil. And so this energy represents, sometimes it can mean that there's karma that is unresolved, like maybe your parents or grandparents, great-grandparents had unresolved issues that they couldn't finish, they didn't manage to resolve before they crossed the veil. And they're excited now because that's being rectified. And this energy also can represent skeletons coming out of the closet and Pandora's box being opened. Once Pandora's box is opened, it's a lot of effort to try and close that lid, and it rarely works. And so this energy here is talking about feeling like you're in rough waters right now. So rough water in tarot represents volatile emotion, maybe something chaotic happening in your life, which would be this energy here, like the dark night of the soul, and then going to get some information to make things better. So this information coming in could have something to do with something that happened, like rocking your foundation here a little bit. We'll just keep going here and see. This is representing going from rough waters to smooth. And the conveyor here is representing, he's going to push this boat off with this long pole and push hard, because he's going to have to dig deep into the mud to push this boat off. And that's kind of how it is for what this is representing, is having to dig deep and really be willing to look at your shadow side and the dark side of life so that you can figure out, okay, what do I need to do? And so both these cards are representing that energy. This one in particular, and these two swords here, the thoughts here, feel represent the subconscious mind. And this is an adult with a child and no baggage. And I feel like quite often this can represent that maybe your inner child needs some healing. Maybe something happened and maybe you don't know about it. And that's why they're so excited, the ancestors, because maybe it's been preventing you from really fully embracing love in your life, or that kind of energy. We have Temperance. So this is talking about an energy of, in the Bible it says that God sent down 144,000 angels to earth. And this is so to make the world a better place, a more beautiful place. So this angel has her right foot in the universal waters. And then she's got her left foot grounded on earth. And where she has her foot, look at, there's already beautiful flowers growing there. And this is alchemy, like pouring what her individual energy and bringing that down to the planet. And then this is talking about staying on her path of glory. So her spiritual path with God, the Most High. And then we have the Emperor's energy coming in. So the Emperor is representing the energy. He's all about performance, like 100% performance. He wears his armor under his robe. He's ready for any type of, opportunity that comes up. He's always ready. And he's also ready, if he has to have a battle, he'll do that too. But he's an alpha male, so there's very few beta males that are dumb enough to to challenge him. They have to be like, they have to be pretty confident. And so this energy is talking about someone that a lot of people look up to, and he has all the qualities of the other four kings, like all the four kings in the minor arcana rolled into one person. So this is a high power individual and someone that a lot of people might go to for guidance. He's also, whatever field he's in, he's an authority figure in that field, and probably maybe in several. And then we have the energy here is speaking about maybe this information when it came in, and then going to the mountain and conferring, put you back into your normal energy. Maybe you've consulted with an emperor or whatever, and now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt which way to go. So you see there's a renewed energy here And you know, the headache is gone, and you're in better shape. You're ready to battle if you have to. It's kind of interesting because the colors change here. You know, like it's the same colors but in a different order now. And this energy is like, this can represent other people's actions coming towards you, and you are protecting what's yours. You know what you know, and you have conviction beyond a doubt. This is the direction you're going in. You know you're going to get there. You've been pumped back up again, basically. This is energy. There's a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And so this can talk about maybe you were in a real hurry because you had to rush out there and protect yourself. Or perhaps this is saying that you're kind of still straddled between the two worlds, and are, you know, regaining your balance basically after having something happen that was really challenging. The sun is shining down on you, and so on this wounded warrior energy. So this is saying God recognizes that you've done your best to stay on your path and that you're back up on your feet. And this is the happiest card in the deck. So when this card shows up, it shines light on the whole situation, and it also brings happiness in. You know, like the warmth of the sun when it's on your back after, you know, in a chilly day. And so the sunflowers represent the energy of happiness. The sunflowers turn to the sun as the day goes. They keep following. And this is representing you as a young child on this pony, no reins, no saddle, no fear, and carrying this heavy banner which represents your destiny with total ease, just really happy and carefree. That's the energy that you're supposed to be in. And then look at this. We have the official card of marriage, basically, for the tarot. This card can represent marriage, commitment, and partnerships. So this is basically the beginning of ultimate fulfillment. And basically what this is saying is you have the down payment for the castle, but now you still have to make the mortgage payments. This energy is saying that, you know, maybe someone popped the question. We have a cup of love coming in here, and you've said yes, or the person you've asked has said yes, and now you're working on the wedding, and then you'll have to put some effort into the marriage to get it to its total fulfillment. And this is saying that you've been working hard. So this is talking about someone who's been very focused. Again, these are the two cards that talk more about money and less about lifestyle so much. This one is very focused on making money. So this is the only card in the tarot where the pentacle, he's literally pounding out a coin. And so this is talking about this is hands-on. Quite often this represents someone who's uses their hands to earn their living. You know, like a builder, or that kind of a contractor of some sort, an artist, sculptor, that kind of energy. So this is talking about either you started a project and you're on the second coin and you have 6 to go, or you've already got 6 done and you're on the 7th and you only have 1 more. So we'll see here. Okay, so this is representing heartache. Although this could be talking, okay, so sometimes this card, I mean, when you see this card, a lot of people go, oh my goodness, like I don't want that to be in my reading. And it's a disturbing image because there's 3 swords in someone's heart. But when you look again, you realize, wait a minute, that heart is really big in context to the size of the swords. So these are more like pin pricks maybe, or like nails, you know, that kind of energy. So this represents, though, some sort of heartache. Quite often it can represent in matters of love, in romantic love, that there's been a third party that has driven, you know, an energy between you. This can also represent gossip and slander, perjury in court, that kind of energy. The heart's in their throat, so it's kind of like, is this like a fear of being yourself, being authentic, and saying what you really mean, or even maybe a fear of speaking your truth. And I feel like that might be talking about past energy, or what this is about. the judgment coming in. There's some sort of, and the dark night of the soul. So it could be something, and if it's not about love, it could be a business partner or some sort of energy, because it is sitting on the pentacles and on commitment. But I feel that this energy is talking about where you were at the beginning here, and you've been doing this healing, and the happiness is coming in, and I feel this new love is coming in. And that might even be the Emperor is interested in you, and you're the Queen of Cups kind of energy. So, or you could be the Queen of Cups. Now, just recognizing that the Queen could be a male in his feminine energy, as well as the Emperor. Mind you, I find the Emperor is generally usually a male, because if it's not, it's a very masculine female energy. But sometimes this energy can represent the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind coming together and plugging into your heart. And that when you do that, that energy, it brings you into your heart's desires here. And maybe from your heart's desires into your crowning glory. And so this is talking about an upgrade in some instances. When your subconscious mind, the energy of your subconscious mind is, imprinted on you by the time you're like 5 or 6 or 7 years of age. Most of us can't remember very much about when we're a baby, and up to that age, when we're in kindergarten, we start having a lot more memory of it. But the energy is basically like a baby absorbs the environment so much that it's heavily imprinted on them. And so the subconscious mind is more your environment when you were a baby and younger like that, and you don't have memory of it, so you have to count on the people who were in charge of your care, and it's quite often their thoughts about how to make money and how to approach relationships and whatever culture you're in, and the religion that you maybe follow. So this energy of the subconscious mind is really the energy of other people telling you who they think you are. And yet it's heavily imprinted on us. And when we get triggered, we have a tendency to fall into that energy. And that's the first, I'll do what my subconscious mind says to do. But that might be what your mother or your father do. And it really, you don't do things the same way as them. And so it's kind of like that impulsive reaction when you get triggered. And then we have the unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind is actually from the perspective of your soul. And your soul energy is talking about, if a lot of people will say, yes, I recognize I'm a human being with a soul, but from your soul's perspective, you're a soul traveling in a human body. And you need to be heard too, and you need your needs met as well. And so if the unconscious mind does not feel satisfied, the soul is feeling unsatisfied, then it can cause a lot of conflict within you, between your subconscious and your unconscious mind. And then we have the conscious mind, which is like, I went to the store yesterday and I bought these 3 items, and I have total memory of doing it. This is, I'm conscious of it. So that's the energy. Sometimes when these 3 come together after doing a lot of work on yourself, like we've got you going off to calmer waters, healing your inner child, and judgment coming in, following your path, as best you can, the earth angel energy, a dark night of the soul, and going up to the mountain. So you've done a lot of inner work, and you're pretty sure of where you're going now. So I feel like at this point, now it's talking about you're plugged into your mind is more disciplined, and it's working for you, and it's plugged into your authentic desires. This is talking the bottom row about the way things are, what you have to deal with, and the tools, obstacles. And now this is about having the courage to move forward and, go put yourself back out there, basically, after having been hurt, at some point. And this is talking about having an open mind. So I feel like this is saying that a big part of the problem, and I don't feel this isn't talking about your energy now, but well, it is in a couple ways here. So what this energy is saying is basically a closed mind. And so in the past you might have been in that energy, but now you are more like, this is saying there's only two ways to do something, this or that. And so this person is got a blindfold on, and they can only see this or that, my way or the highway. That's the kind of energy. And it's a very closed mind, and like, I can't see my way out. It's when you're kind of trapped in this thinking loop. And you can see this person, it's draining their energy because their feet are turned out. In body language, that talks about sitting like that drains your energy. And then we also have the heart being protected by the arms. And the right arm is holding the left arm back. Your right arm is your logic. Your left arm is your intuition. So it's like your logical mind not wanting you to use your intuition, basically. And I feel that's representing how it was in the past. But then this can represent going inward and really using your third eye. And the swords are up because you're like, no, I don't want any distractions. I'm meditating. And I feel like that's what you've learned to do, is to quiet your mind down so you can feel with your heart, what direction do I really want to go in? And then we have the energy, yeah, and this opens you up. Like there's 10 cups here, and this is saying like, this is everything you've ever wished for. And this is, like having the happy couple with the children and the life maybe that you've dreamed of since you're little, and it's sitting right on this energy here. But this is saying, you don't have it quite yet, but you're well on your way to having it. There's a promise of this coming in for sure. And it's talking about also, this is that fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. Nothing is ever absolutely perfect in anyone's life, every second of every minute of every day. But it shows that you've put the work in, and now I feel like maybe you've met this, the Emperor maybe is that, because he's sitting right on this love, and this is what the judgment that has come in, you deserve this energy, which would really, because it's coming right after you get back from the trip to the mountain and conferring with God here and healing that energy from your inner child. It's saying that you've done a lot of work to raise your vibration to attract an emperor to you. And then we have, look at this, the 9 of Cups, and that's sitting on that energy there. I feel, this is confirmation that the emperor brings in that 10th cup of love, everything that you've always wished for. So it comes in after you open your mind up and plug into your heart. Awesome. Yeah, and then this is confirming it again. It's saying, again, the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind hung on the wall, putting your mind to rest, meditating, praying. And this stained glass window here has the word Pax on it. So this is talking about peace of mind, quieting your mind so you can get to your heart's desires. That's really awesome. So you did your work. It's really good. And then we have, yes, the 7 of Swords energy. So this, I feel, is talking about what you had to really meditate over. This energy is kind of talking about, I call it the shift disturber. This is someone who stirs the pot. This could have been someone that you were connected to as a lover maybe at some point, or a significant other, a business partner. This could represent just someone in your family, also like a close sibling or that kind of energy. And that was a big part of what this was about. And perhaps that's why these Pentacles energy and this heartache is right on top of this energy. The shift disturber is someone like, he's a walking contradiction. Like he's looking over his shoulder and he's got 2 swords planted, and then he's got these 5. And so he's got 7 in total. He's on his tiptoes sneaking, and he's not watching where he's going, but he's moving forward. And what really I find disturbing about this card is he's carrying this, these swords like this. Like, who carries swords like this? Like, and he's not looking where he's going. And like, he's sneaking around in the daylight. And so it's kind of like, this can sometimes represent white collar crime, like someone like this isn't a thief in the night, because I mean he's in broad daylight, everybody can see him. So it can say that this could be an energy where someone is sitting at their desk and making money, hard at it, and this has caused heartache and maybe rocked your foundation if this was your partner and they were caught like counterfeiting or money laundering or that kind of energy. And maybe it was your money they were doing this to, that kind of energy. So it wasn't just about love, it was also about these pentacles. And so this energy, like, you know, if someone is that dangerous with their own energy, they're not going to be any safer with yours. It's just that kind of energy. So I feel like that might have been the past, but that's the past because now you're getting what you're wishing for. Yeah, and it caused a lot of conflict. So this is saying how you ended up heartbroken here. Basically, this is talking about that energy of the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, the conflict within, before you got to this place where they were working together and plugged into your heart. And this is also talking about the double-edged sword that you have to have. You need to be using your intuition as well as your logic to get to creative solutions and to getting what you really want. And this can cause outside conflict, but this energy could have caused conflict for you from the outside, and then that brought the conflict from the inside. It can go both ways. And then we have this energy of reconciliation. I feel like this energy is coming in because this person is maybe thinking, hey, would you like to get back together? That's it, this card here. And this card does represent forgiveness. So you may have forgiven this person. I don't know if you told them or not. Forgiveness is for yourself, basically. It's so that you let it go, so that you can open your heart up again and not be closed to having a love in your life. And I feel like maybe the Emperor came along and you had to do some work on that because you were afraid to open your heart back up to love. But, you know, after conferring with God and that, like, you've decided to do it. And then, of course, this person now wants to reconcile. And so you may have forgiven this person so that you can move forward. But just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you're going to reconcile with them. And this energy, reconciliation requires a lot of the time an apology and forgiveness, because otherwise, why would you be reconciling? And so this energy can represent also this energy of reconciling your inner child energy, which could be part of the reason why you've opened up to love too. And so it may be this actually was a blessing in disguise, because this energy has propelled you forward to do the work so that you could open your heart up again after it closed here. And it was probably already injured, and that really, set this into motion. So this energy can, like, when you first look at this card, it looks like, oh, there's two children playing out in the yard and they're playing with these potted flowers, and then there's someone watching over them. But when you look again, you realize, wait a minute, that's a gnome and that's a little woman. And from the front, she looks like she's young, but from the back, she looks like an old hag walking away. And she's got this white glove on her, this white mitt on, and it's kind of like neither one of them wants these flowers. It's one person. This is that divided. So, but the old hag is like, I don't want your damn flowers. They're not even yours to give away. And she just walks away. I'm not dealing with this. I don't want to get my hands dirty. And this younger woman is like people pleasing. So she's like explaining why she doesn't want the flowers, but she doesn't want to get her hands dirty either. So this is saying, are you still going to people please? Or are you going to stand up for yourself? And are you going to accept this old energy coming in? Or are you going to go for the new energy and take that risk? Sometimes the old energy feels more comfortable, like an old slipper that's kind of got a musty smell to it. Kind of energy. Because this card is full of illusions. The white flowers in tarot represent innocence. But these aren't innocent flowers, because these flowers are from the nightshade family. They're datra. And datra is actually it's very toxic for children and pets if it's ingested. And quite often shamans will use it in their ceremonies, or some shamans will, to create visions to help people heal their inner child energy. And so, but it's not something that you would ever let children play with. And then, but they're not children anyway. And then you realize, hey, that person that was watching over them is walking away down the path, not even watching over them. So this is full of a lot of illusions, this card. And that might have been how your childhood was. And so this might be talking about, you know, the path of healing your heart, basically, because this is talking about your heart's desires. And then, yes, all the opportunities that come in after that. So this card is saying, like, you have so many opportunities. You're almost spoiled with opportunity. Some people find this really challenging because if there's too many opportunities, they don't know which one to take and which one to take in which order. And then they get back in this, you know, this kind of mental energy that traps them. But you've learned to control that. So you are like a black hole sucking that in. And like a black hole, you're going to be the center of your universe, and you're going to know exactly which ones you want to choose, which opportunities come your way. And these are destined for you. So opening your heart up has really, it's bringing in the love of the Emperor, I feel, and also this energy of these gifts, and that you can take in whatever order you want. You don't have to be like worried about you know, whether like being too busy or whatever. Take them as you want them, or don't take them at all. They will be sometimes wrapped, of course, in challenge, because possibilities quite often are disguised as challenges, because the universe wants you to put your own spin on them. And then we have the Chariot. So this is saying, yes, this energy is coming in quick. It's already happening on the spiritual realm. And as long as you stay on the Chariot, like, it's like being in this energy with the sun here of this little child. And it's talking about, you know, that being on your destined path. And it's like a tank, just boom, 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 boom. I'm on my way. It's coming, I'm coming through. Get out of my way. This is another ace comes in now. And so now this energy is coming in from these pentacles. And so this is another reward that's coming into you for staying on your path. It's living the lifestyle that you want to live while you're on your destined path, instead of being in this energy where you're always like wounded and wondering where your next dollar is going to come from, and you're working really hard and, you know, feeling that energy. So this is awesome. This is like a complete turnaround almost. And then we have the Knight, or the King of Wands energy coming in. So the King of Wands is representing a visionary person, someone sexy and charismatic, someone that has a lot of passion, looks into the future. On the back of his throne here, in the face cards of the wands, the energy is the salamanders in a circle represent protection from fire with the lion. And I noticed a while back that there's a face here. There's two eyes, a nose with smoke coming out of it, and a mouth. So this could just mean that he's smoking hot. Or it could be where there's smoke, there's fire. So this, I feel like that this energy, sometimes when an emperor comes in, we'll start seeing kings showing up, and it's talking about the energy the emperor is in. Or sometimes this emperor could be someone, because it's sitting right here on the love, I feel like this emperor may be in this energy where he's feeling very passionate and wanting to, you know, let's get this together kind of energy. Yeah, he's ready to offer that cup of love now. Perfect. So this is the Knight in shining armor coming in with a cup of love, and it's a solid offer, one that, you know, you can rely on, basically. Very, very cool energy. And then we have, yes, and the Queen she is like, yes, she's willing to receive this cup. This energy is talking about the Queen of Cups is sometimes someone, this could be someone who's divorced, and that could be from this relationship where you were here, and or separated if you weren't divorced, or, you know, whatever that energy is. And so she's learned to use her discernment. She's been there, done that, has the t-shirt, no bullshit. She doesn't want any bullshit. And so this is talking about she's willing to accept the offer if it's a solid offer. And this is talking also about she has her head above the clouds. She knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. If you don't come into her, and this is maybe this King of Wands, this Emperor energy has maybe been waiting to get into this energy of, okay, I'm not even going to approach her until she's healed. He may have, and this energy could represent someone that is also from your past, but it wouldn't be this this energy that broke your heart. It would be a new energy coming in. And I feel though that it is the Emperor energy here, but this is the energy he's in now. He's ready to offer that cup of love, and because now you're ready to receive it. So I feel like this is where you were, and then after going through all this, you became cold, and you needed to heal your heart, and now you're in a position where you would accept an offer. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So basically the past, the present, and the future come together in perfect synchronicity to move into God's plan. That's awesome, awesome energy. And if you look at it from the bottom to the top and back down, this is saying like you had a strong foundation moving forward and you were working really hard, but then some heartbreaking decisions had to be made. And there was a lot of opportunities. I'm just getting that you couldn't grab a hold of at that time until you got on your destined path and gave up this kind of energy that was going on down here. Use your discernment, and the Wheel of Fortune turned from going inward. And now this offer of love is coming in, and I do still feel like this is the Emperor is in this energy. And it's talking about that this energy actually taught you the difference between what you want and you don't want. And that's what's propelled you into a stronger, you have discernment now. And so you don't have to worry that you're going to fall into that energy again. I feel like your mind's at peace. You've really calmed down your mind. It's plugged into what you want, and you have a lot of discernment. And you feel like, yes, I'm on my path. And you're being rewarded like with a beautiful lifestyle with someone you love and someone who loves you. And like this is moving you both forward onto your destined paths. This is getting back into this energy of being confident of who you are and being authentic, being able to be your authentic self here. And this is, I feel like this really healed your inner child. And maybe this energy here was because, like, why you were attracted to this energy and why this energy was attracted to you is because you hadn't healed some aspect in your inner child that was attracting that energy. Yes. So if you're ready to leave the reading at this point and you're like, okay, this is good, I'm clear. Thank you for your time and energy. And please give it a like and comment if you have enjoyed it or you received some benefit from it. And I'm also going to clarify for those of you who would like further clarification. So this energy now, we're talking about the Intergalactic Federation of Light. This is an oracle that I started, Tales from the Vector. I started it back in 2007, and over the years I did 64 paintings. I'm an artist, I had a lot of fun, but there are some very big dragon paintings from dragons from the future and from different parts of the world, and some of them are very detailed. And so this energy, it took me a while. I had a lot of fun doing it. I've had them out and about, but they were never, I completed the 64th painting in 2020. And it's just now that I have the time to really make it a priority to work on this YouTube channel. And I want to play with them with the cards before I write up the manual that goes with the deck. And the numbers on the cards here represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So you can check it out if you want there. The information will be in the description box below. Okay, so where are we going here? Oh, whenever this card comes out top, I know this is where we're starting. So this is talking about after the dark night of the soul, when you go up to the mountain and you confer with God, there is a major transition in your life after that. And so this is talking about rebirth, basically. And judgment has been called on a spiritual realm that you need to move out of this energy and move into anticipation, a foolhardy journey, a brand new cycle that you can move forward in, that you deserve. Like it's saying you've worked hard. And it's also talking about this energy of pride. Okay, so karmic space of all or nothing. So it's kind of like, I feel like on some level, you didn't want to give up on any of that energy here. It's like you were like, no, we can make this work, that kind of energy. And maybe you could for a while, but eventually, I don't know, whatever that caused this energy, I feel like in part the reason why you ended up again with that person is because of attracted to that energy, so you could heal your inner child. And so I feel like you have love for this person, and perhaps they have love for you, because what's coming up is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So eventually, like you have to sometimes look after your own needs before you can look after other people's needs. Otherwise, you know, you end up just being taken down rather than lifted up in the relationship. And so, you know, I just feel like you never thought, like you have, I think you may have still have some love for this person, but they're just not someone that you can trust. Like you just know you never could. And so it's talking about having to put yourself first here. That's the energy I feel. And wanting to have that in your life, like wanting to have that, you know, be in that energy where you just feel safe. Like, okay, I know that, I know what I know, and I know that I can trust this person, that kind of energy, not like, I wonder what they're doing now kind of energy. And so this is the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, and that's at the very top here. This is when it turns. I feel that this, in many ways, too, was an opportunity, this relationship, for you to heal this energy. Something happened when you were a child, and maybe that's why the ancestors are so happy here, because they know something happened to you, and maybe you don't know what that was, but they do, and it's kind of hidden in the illusions of your childhood. Where do we, this card here? And so it feels like that's now healed, and so that you can really love yourself fully, and that attracts like this Emperor energy of high performance love. This is talking about using your third eye. So not having a closed mind, using your insight as well as your logic to figure out, okay, what do I really want in my life? We do have the Moon energy coming in. This is talking about reckless abandon and WRECK. When you discipline your mind, then it gives you the freedom to be able to, you know, be authentically yourself and go after your authentic desires. It's freedom, basically, of being who you are. That's really a lot of energy is coming in around that because of all the Aries energy. The star energy also coming in, and this is talking about choosing to remain innocent in the way you approach life rather than being jaded, even after. And I feel like that's really helped by healing your heart here. When you went off to meditate and look at your shadow side and really deal with it and find out what happened, you know, even if you still don't know what happened, you still would have healed from it. And maybe, you know, people will sometimes, you know, that there's a saying that God won't give you more than you can take. And so maybe you don't ever need to really know the truth of it, but you just need to be healed, you know, that kind of energy. So this is anger. And that's a karmic space. You may have been feeling a lot of anger because of what happened here in the relationship. I feel like you were doing everything you could to make things work, and perhaps this person was doing everything they could to make it not work, you know, that kind of energy. And it is like a form of abuse of power, because when someone is unconditionally loving of one person and the other, and they take advantage of that, knowing, oh, they always forgive me, you know, but you know, that can only last for so long. And this kind of energy, when they make up their mind, like when you realize it's not in alignment with your destined path, then you have to make a choice between God and someone else. You're going to choose God every time. And then this is talking about the manifester. So having, you know, being able to manifest at a high level now in your life, and especially with the Emperor in, it's saying that basically you've elevated this new love in your life is going to elevate you into a new position of, you know, that you never have experienced before. Basically, we have, and that's due to letting go of attachment to the old. This is really, this is the mother of all karmic spaces. It's, you know, when you don't want to let go of the old energy because you're attached to it, you know, and this kind of energy also can come from the other direction. And I just feel that this energy is maybe at some point here wanted to come back in, and you had to be like, make a heartbreaking decision and say, no way, I'm not doing it. I've already given you chances, and I'm just not willing to do it again. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune, at one point, I feel like you had a blind spot, but now you don't. And like that, whatever that was, it was affecting your ability to love yourself fully, to attract that full-hearted love. And it's also talking about the scotoma is like when other people can see something but you don't. So maybe like other people knew what happened when you were a child and you never did, and they didn't tell you because it was traumatic. And now you know, and it's like you don't have that blind spot anymore. And it also can be that you can see something that other people can't see. And so maybe other people couldn't see what you saw in this person, but you knew that you had unconditional love for them because you knew what they went through as a child. And you resonated on some level with that energy, and had, you know, kept giving them chances because you knew what that bottom line, a lot of time, that energy comes from fear. But eventually you have to get to a point where you're not working with potential and you're working with what's actually really happening in your life. And so I've come to the conclusion after doing a lot of these readings is that the saying, love is blind, is true. You know, when we love someone, we don't want to see anything negative about them, and we want them to do well. And so we don't want to see those things, but eventually sometimes we just have to. You can love yourself, and but you can't, and you can love someone, but you can't make them make strong decisions. They have to decide that for themselves. All right, well, this was a good reading. I enjoyed this. Love is Blind. Maybe that's the name of this one. I feel like it is. It's and it's good that it is in some ways, but eventually, like if you can only give someone so many chances, and then you have to say, okay, enough's enough. So I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up.